Hi, welcome back to the garden. Today is Friday, June 17th. You know what that means? The summer's halfway over. In 7A, our first frost date somewhere around 120 days from now. We planted our first potatoes and we got our first harvest around 100 days. So I guess that means we're about halfway. So we're going to go ahead and plant some more potatoes. I think we have time to get those done. We're also going to get these tomatoes in the ground. These suckers rooted nicely. There's plenty of time for them to grow and have a heck of a harvest. But can you believe that this pumpkin is trellising? I didn't know pumpkins trellised. I've been amazed at how many questions I've received since we first dug these potatoes. I'll give you some answers to some of the questions I've received, and I'll also tell you a couple of the myths I know about. The number one question I got is, when can I harvest? The tubers don't start until they start making flowers. Once the flowers start to die back, you can go ahead and start harvesting. The sooner you harvest, the smaller the potato. Some of those new potatoes are delicious. Some of the ones we got the other day were just fantastic. Now we're just using some of the smaller potatoes. Some of the ones that got a little green on them, too much sun. We're going to do them just like Ruth Stallet. And I got different varieties. We got them mixed up here. But she just tossed them on the ground. And we're going to see what we get if we do that. Where they land is where they land. When all of the plant dies back, if you don't harvest then, you run the risk of slugs or grub worms or just regular rot. And then again, just cover them up with your mulch. Hilling is something you do not need to do. Now, if the potato's pretty close to the surface and you got strong sun, you might want to hill just to keep the sun off and keep the potatoes from turning green. You know, you've heard forever, the more you hill, the taller the plant gets, the more potatoes grow up that stalk. It is not true. There's been a lot of college extension office studies. Perpetuated a lot of this myth is the potato tower. And one of the biggest questions I got was, how many harvested potatoes can you get? You know, if I was in a climate that didn't have a frost, I would plant potatoes once a week. And that way I could start harvesting every week going through the whole year. Go ahead and get some of these tomatoes trellised up. It is past 7 o'clock and it's still 95 degrees out. Heat index, I have no idea, but it's warm. Can you believe I'm talking about the first frost already? Now I'm going to show you the faster way to trellis. I'm just going to hang strings first. Now this side we're lucky we don't have to extend strings, so take one down till it hits the ground. Tie a knot. Pull it back because you know it's got in the ground. Clip it off. Two here that need trellised up, so we're going to hang 2 strings. Get it preset, makes it much faster. Now I know you're excited to see me do this. Now just like the rest, you come off the plant just a little bit. Put that, let's go ahead and stick that down in the ground until it's snug. You're just tying a basic knot. Doesn't have to be fancy. Whatever will hold. This plastic string, I usually do a double knot. Since we're doing that fast, we left a little extra. So go ahead and clip that off. All right, let's see what we got going on here. There's a string on the next one. Working around the leaves. Simplest way to trellis. Let's go ahead and pull the mulch back a little bit. It's not real deep right here. We'll go ahead and make a pretty good hole. How nice and dark that is. Look at the baby worms in there. A little rock. All right, make a nice little hole. I believe this was our first sucker. It's a little bigger. Let's pinch that leaf off. Set that down in the hole. And then just backfill with your dirt. Look how that's just standing up there. The beautiful thing is I got compost right there. So we're going to finish that off with some compost. We'll backfill a little bit with some mulch. And I've got its string set up here. We're going to be able to trellis it just as soon as it gets some size to it. So that's how you plant suckers. In the house for a couple weeks in water, they root nice, get them in the ground. I'm not 100% sure these straw bales weren't treated. We're going to say that's the reason. Or I didn't charge them enough. But this tomato here definitely is not going to make it. I ain't quite give up with the other one. But as warm as that is down in there, that goes quite a ways down, and it's wet. Pull out a little bit more. I got an idea. We're going to go ahead and fill that up with compost. I'm going to go ahead and put compost down in there quite a ways. Go ahead and put quite a little bit more compost in there. All right, we're going to leave a little divot. And look at that. Now that's a bunch of roots. A little deeper. All right, now we're just going to backfill with some of this beautiful compost. See if this one doesn't have enough energy to get going. It seems crazy, but just the other day we were putting these in the ground. We've already got, off of these two plants right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clusters already growing. If you pay just a little bit of attention to your tomatoes, keep the leaves from getting too wet, trellis them up, mulch them a little bit, I think we're going to do okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming to the garden. Planted suckers and a second crop of potatoes. You say potato, I say potato. You say tomato, I say tomato. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.